What statute was given to Aaron and his sons concerning the golden lampstand? This is the question that we seek to answer today as we continue our verse-by-verse study of the book of Exodus on Walking Through the Bible.
Glory of his cross.
If you have a Bible with you, you can turn to Exodus 27. We're going to be reading from verses 16 to 21. If you don't have a Bible, don't worry. Just follow along with us on the screen. The version that we'll be reading from is the New King James Version. So, Exodus 27, beginning at verse 16. For the gate of the court there shall be a screen 20 cubits long, woven of blue, purple, and scarlet thread, and fine woven linen, made by a weaver. It shall have 4 pillars and 4 sockets. All the pillars around the court shall have bands of silver. Their hooks shall be of silver, and their sockets of bronze. The length of the court shall be 100 cubits, the width 50 throughout, and the height 5 cubits, made of fine woven linen, and its sockets of bronze. All the utensils of the tabernacle, for all its services, all its pegs, and all the pegs of the court, shall be of bronze. And you shall command the children of Israel that they bring you pure oil of pressed olives for the light, to cause the lamp to burn continually. In the tabernacle of meeting outside the veil, which is before the testimony, Aaron and his sons shall tend it from evening until morning before the Lord. It shall be a statute forever to their generations on behalf of the children of Israel. In this chapter, we have Moses on Mount Sinai receiving instructions for building the sanctuary of God. In chapter 25, we saw that the materials for the sanctuary were gathered via free will offerings from among the people. We also saw the instructions for building the Ark of the Covenant, including the mercy seat, the table for the showbread, and the golden lampstand. In chapter 26, we discussed the instructions for building the tabernacle itself, including where in the tabernacle to place the items mentioned in chapter 25. And then in this chapter so far, we had the instructions for building the altar of burnt offering, as well as the court of the tabernacle. Just as a reminder from our last episode, the tabernacle was to be surrounded by a court or an open space that was enclosed by walls. Inside these walls, the functions of the tabernacle would take place, not only within the tabernacle, but within the court itself. On the south side of the court, which is on the screen on the left-hand side, there would be hangings made of fine woven linen, meaning that this would be a hard, firm fabric. These hangings would serve as the walls of the court of the tabernacle. This side of the court would measure 100 cubits long. A cubit is 45.72 centimeters, or 1.5 feet, so the south side of the court would measure 45.72 meters, or 150 feet. That meant that the length of the court of the tabernacle was 3 1/3 times larger than the tabernacle itself. There were to be 20 pillars on the south side to act as structure for the walls, as well as sockets for keeping these pillars in the ground. The pillars would be acacia wood overlaid with bronze, while the sockets would be made of bronze. The hooks and their bands on which the curtains would be hung would be made of silver. The north side of the tabernacle, on the right side of our picture, would be made in the same way. The width of the court on the west side of the court, the top of our picture, would be 50 cubits, meaning it would be 22.86 meters or 75 feet wide. Because the width was half the length, it would need only 10 pillars and 10 sockets. Just like on the south side and the north sides, hangings would be used as the wall. The east side of the court, at the front of our picture, would be the same overall width as the west side, 75 feet. However, a door or a gate would need to be made. So in order to allow for this gate, God said that the hangings on the one side of the gate would measure 15 cubits, or 22.5 feet, and would be divided over 3 pillars. The same is true on the other side of the gate. In verses 16 to 19, we have the instructions for this gate. The gate would be covered by a screen 20 cubits long, meaning 914.4 centimeters, or 30 feet. It would be made of woven blue, purple, and scarlet thread and fine woven linen, made by a weaver. That means that it would look similar to the screen on the door of the tabernacle. Recall that the west side of the court had 10 posts and 10 sockets. Up to this point, the east side only had 6 posts and 6 sockets, so it's no wonder that the gate would have 4 posts and 4 sockets on which to hang the screen. We didn't mention in the last episode, but there were also to be bands of silver for each pillar, which would further tether the structure to the ground. All told, the court of the tabernacle measured 150 feet long by 75 feet wide. We also find out that the height of the court was 5 cubits, meaning it was 228.6 centimeters or 7.5 feet tall. God also told Moses that all the utensils of the tabernacle for all its service, all its pegs, and all the pegs of the court shall be of bronze. The chapter then closes by giving us a statute for the house of Aaron to keep concerning the golden lampstand. The oil used to light the lamps was to be pure olive oil, meaning that this oil would not be mixed with other oils, nor would this oil be anything other than olive oil. The golden lampstand, recall, was to be placed before the veil outside the Holy of Holies. Aaron and his sons were to ensure that this lamp was lit from evening until morning in order to provide light for the tabernacle overnight. This solemn duty was theirs and theirs alone, and was to be passed down to the next generation in Aaron's family as Aaron and his sons died. This is the first mention of Aaron and his descendants having any special duties in the tabernacle, something that God would expand on in chapter 28. With that, our time is up for today. Lord willing, we hope you'll join us for tomorrow's discussion of Exodus 28, verses 1 to 4, as we continue our walk through the Bible, one verse at a time.
I'm not ashamed.
Thank you for watching today's episode. We hope that you found it edifying and ask that you not only subscribe to our channel and podcast, but that you like and share this episode among your friends, so that the saving gospel of Jesus Christ can go out to the whole world.